Hey guys, what's up? It's Josh. So for today's video, as you guys can see by the title, I wanted to talk about 5 clever ways to date the guy that's friend-zoned you. So reading through the comments of other videos and going through my DMs on Instagram and looking through just questions that you guys have, one of the main things that you guys always ask me is how do I get out of the friend zone? Because I really want to date the guy that has put me into the friend zone. So I think that sometimes too, if you think about this and you try to think of ways to get out of the friend zone, it can be kind of overwhelming and you might not really know where to start. For today's video, I came up with a couple different things that I think will be able to help you get out of the friend zone and then also be able to get that other person interested in you in a different way than just being a friend. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you do, give it a thumbs up. If you have any other questions or if you are in the friend zone and you're trying to get out of it and you want to say something about it, leave that down in the comments. But with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I hope that it's able to help some of you guys out, and here is the first thing that I came up with. Alright, so the first thing that I think you guys should remember, and something that will be able to help you get out of the friend zone, is creating distance between you and that other person. I think that what happens is sometimes when you're hanging around somebody for so long and that person starts to get really comfortable because you're doing things for them and you're helping them all the time, one thing that can do is that can make them feel like too comfortable around you, and it makes it feel like you'll just do anything for them and they don't really have that sense of missing you because they're always around you. So I think that the first thing that you can do in order to kind of distance yourself and get yourself out of the friend zone is just by creating distance between you guys, because then that'll make them miss you, and I think that it'll also increase their desire for you. So that's the first thing. Alright, the second tip that I think will really be able to help you out, and I think that this one definitely puts a little bit of a spin to everything that's going on between you and that person, and that's when you create some competition. I think that for you, if you're in the friend zone and you're trying to get out of it, one thing that you can do in order to help yourself do that is by going out and making other friends with, say, other guys that you know of, that you've maybe never talked to before. Go out and talk to them and start making new friends other than the ones that you already have. And then what starts to happen is, because you have this other group of friends and you start to talk about those groups of friends when you're with that person that you really like, they're gonna start to notice that you have a life outside of them and you're happy being with those other people, and people tend to want what they can't have. And I think that anytime you're out with a group of friends and you're hanging out with them and that other person that you really like knows that you're doing that, that's gonna make them feel like you don't have all of the time for that person anymore, and then they're gonna start to realize that they really value your time. The third tip that I think will really be able to help you out in getting out of the friend zone is by being less interested in that relationship that you have with that other person. The relationship that you have with that person right now is already imbalanced because you care more about that person than they really care about you if they've put you in that friend zone. So in order to kind of get out of that friend zone, I think what you're gonna have to do is just don't do as many things as you are for them, or don't always be there for them every single time that they need you. Try to create, like I said, some kind of space, or be a little bit less interested in there so that they actually get the point that you're helping them so much. Also at the same time, if they notice that you're not helping them as much, I think that kind of shows that you're wanting something else out of the relationship as well. And especially if you have a lot of feelings for them and they've already put you in that friend zone, don't be the person that's just giving everything to them and then you're not getting anything in return. Just try to be a little bit more cautious about that. Then I think that will slowly bring you out of that friend zone. The fourth one is pretty interesting. I don't know if you guys have maybe ever heard this before, but I think one thing you can do in order to get out of the friend zone and have that person be more interested in being in a relationship with you is to actually have them get you more things. If you're the person that's getting them stuff all the time, what happens is you're the person that's always giving, and when you give to somebody, I think that it makes you feel good because it feels like you're investing in that person. And usually when you are giving, I think that it feels better to the person that's giving than it is for the person that's receiving the gift. And so I think that if you're the one that's always giving gifts and stuff, you're investing your time into that person, and if you notice that they're never giving to you or they're always the one that's receiving, it might be time to kind of slow down on that and realize that you're putting all of your effort into trying to get that person, but at the same time they're not reciprocating the same things, and get them to start investing in you a little bit more. Or if you give them something, wait for them to do something in return for you before you start just giving them more things. Try to think about that next time you are with that person. So that's the fourth one. And the last one, I think that this one is really important. I think that communication is one of those things that if you're feeling something that you like is going on, make sure to tell that person. Sometimes it can be really hard, like if you're in a relationship and you don't really feel comfortable around that person, or you're noticing that like maybe they don't have the same values as you. Some of you guys might be like in a friend zone relationship where if you say something, it might come off kind of weird because they don't have the same feelings. One thing that you can like slowly do, I think, in order to try to get yourself out of the friend zone with communication is just like if you realize that somebody is doing something really nice for you, like make sure to tell them how you feel about it. I think that it's just important to like voice your opinion, make sure that they know how you're feeling, and just remember that communicating with somebody is a huge deal when it comes to relationships. So yeah, those are 5 different things that I think you would be able to use in order to get yourself out of the friend zone and then have that person have more feelings for you. I think that these will really be able to help you out. So if you do like have any questions as well, make sure that you guys leave those down in the comments because we'll go through and try to answer them. And I always love seeing you guys have little conversations down there. I always read them. Also, for you guys that are following me on Instagram, I always go through my DMs and check them and answer you guys. So if you want to ask a question over there too, you can. Make sure that you guys are subscribed to the vlog channel so that you can see like a bunch more videos every week. With all that being said, I love you guys so much. I hope you guys have an awesome rest of your week, and I will see you next Saturday in next week's video. Bye!